What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Today, we're gonna be talking about studio monitors and why do you need them, which one should you buy, and are they even worth the money? So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so today's topic is going to be studio monitors and why do you need them and what's the point behind them? Well, studio monitors are designed to give you the accurate representation of your music. Now, what does that mean, basically? Accurate representation of your music. Basically, what it's saying is if you buy them cheapo little hi-fi speakers or whatever, desktop speakers or laptop speakers or whatever you want to use for your production, it's not going to give you an accurate representation of your music, meaning it's not the true sound of your music. But what's the point of getting speakers if I already got them? Like I said, it just won't sound the same. It's basically like saying, hey, you know, I want an apple, but I'm gonna eat an orange. You know, it's gonna be a big difference between the two. So why, what to look for when buying them? Well, there's a lot of things that go into that factor, but really the biggest thing to look for when buying them is price point. Cause really, at the end of the day, it's gonna be based off your wallet, not the size of your speakers. Explain a little bit more for me. All right, let's put it like this. All right. Let's start like the basics. Like I said, price point. Like I said, speakers come in all different price points, from like cheapo $80 ones all the way up to, I mean, $4,000 a speaker. So wouldn't the $4,000 ones be the best choice? Not necessarily in this situation, because yes, they will sound good and they'll be amazing. They're made by a high brand, but basically, if your room isn't treated, it don't really matter what size you buy, what price point you buy, it's not gonna matter. But here are some things you should look for when buying a speaker, and some things you shouldn't. First, let's talk about what you shouldn't look for. Brand. Brand is gonna be the number one thing. Don't buy speakers based off what people suggest or what brand is popular. Like most people are gonna say, get the Yamahas or get the KRKs or get Behringer, Event, Personas, get that. Don't do that. Basically, you're gonna have to determine that by listening to speakers yourself. So I suggest going to a guitar center or somewhere that sells speakers, studio monitors that is, and you know, listen to them and demo them and choose based off that, based off your ears. Okay, so what else I gotta look for? All right, here's something right here. First, we're gonna look at size. Now, before we get into size, does not matter. What do you mean size don't matter? I thought it always matter. Look at it like this, man. It don't matter if you have big old 8-inch speakers like them bad boys back there, if you can see back there, or you got the small little 5-inch ones. It don't really matter. It's gonna be based off your mixing skills at the end of the day. But size does play a role in certain situations. One situation is if you have a small room, don't get big studio monitors. Now, my room is medium to small, in the middle range, so I can afford to put 8-inch speakers in them and, you know, still fill up my room but not be too bass heavy. Because if you have a small room, you have 8-inch speakers, you're gonna have bass crazy all over the damn place. It's gonna be all bassy and all just out of whack. But that's also saying, don't, if you got a huge room, don't get no small little 5-inch speakers, because you're not gonna be able to fill that whole room up. So really gonna be losing information rather than, you know, gaining information. So basically choose the size based off the size of your room. I suggest, if you can, go with a medium range. Most of the time they come in 5, 6, and 8. I would suggest going, if you're not really sure, go with 6, because that's right in the middle and you can't go wrong with either one. You have just enough bass and just enough clarity in the same route. Okay, tell me more. All right, the next thing to look forward to is basically, well, I guess you could say that's really it. I mean, there's really not much to it. After that, it's just it's really your ears. What do your ears like? Like I said, when I chose my speakers, everybody was telling me, go with the Yamahas, what are the HS8s? They're the ones that go there, just clear, crystal clear by. I went to Guitar Center and I didn't like the sound of them. And then a bunch of my other buddies, they were like, hey, get the KRKs, they got the best this. But they were just too bass heavy and mid-range for my ears. And then also I would suggest to get the JBLs on top of that, and they were just too high frequencies. But I settled with the Personas E8s because they sounded the best to my ear, and also I demoed my music through them. So really that's the main thing, you know, you gotta demo these things. Like, you gotta look at it like that perspective. I mean, also another thing that's bigger than the speakers is your room. Your room is your biggest enemy in the whole thing. You gotta remember that. Like, my room is not perfectly treated. I mean, you can see I have a little bit of wall foam over there and some bass traps in the back right there, and that's just good enough for my room. I have more acoustic treatment in the room you can't see because it's behind the camera and everything, but that's all you need. Your biggest concern is gonna be your room. Your room is really gonna determine your mix. It doesn't matter. Your ears are better than your speakers. If your ears think it sound good, most likely it sounds good. So go with your ears and not with just a speaker brand. But like I said, don't buy no cheap old speakers on top of that, because sometimes you might, if you get, say you get some 5-inch speakers and you having bass issues, like you think you got enough bass, but you don't. It's because them little drivers can't push out a bunch of bass. Now these bad boys have plenty of bass, but that can be a negative thing if you don't know how to tune them right. That's another thing you need to learn, how to tune them, because if you don't tune them right, you could think you have enough bass, because you know they push out a lot of bass. I mean, they sound like subwoofers in your car. You could think you have enough bass, but you take it to your car, it's flat. It's just crap. So, you know, really look into that and learn how to tune your stuff and learn how to mess with these imperfections, because the main thing is your room is going to play a big role for your speakers. Now, your speakers, like I said, they will give you the flattest sound you can possibly have, but without a treated room, it doesn't really matter. So you got to learn that. You got to learn how to calibrate. Nothing about calibration. Why would you calibrate? Because you want the same amount of sound coming from both speakers. Meaning you don't want to have one speaker spitting out 60 dB of sound, the other speaker spitting out 80 dB of sound, because that way you have an imbalance and your stereo field will be all out of whack. So you think something's paying correctly over here, it might be paying still in the middle, but it sounds like coming there because that speaker is pushing out more sound. So you got to look at it that way on top of that as well. So with that being said, the main thing to look for is your price point, the size that's gonna best suit you, and what they sound like. Brand doesn't matter. Like I said, you can go any brand you want to. KRK, Yamaha, Personas, Behringer, Event. You can go with Neumann makes speakers now. I mean, there's all kind of speakers out there. M Audio. It doesn't matter what kind you buy. It just basically on what you need and what's best for you and what sounds good to your ears. Because if it don't sound good to your ears, it don't sound good out. So trust your ears before you trust your eyes before you put that into your wallet, because once you buy them, you're stuck with them and you have to learn them. If they don't sound good, you got to sell them and buy more. So trial and error. So like I said, if you can, by all means, go to a guitar center and try these bad boys out, because like I said, in the day, you'll be surprised what your ears will like. Like sometimes you may think the best is to go with the expensive brand, but hey, sometimes the cheaper brand might be the best bet for you, like me, like me pretty much, you know. So hopefully that helps everybody out. I know this is kind of different video for y'all, but you know, like I said, it's not really a big thing, because people expecting me to say, hey, buy these speakers and that's it, but it's not like that. So that's why I like to do these videos, because I want to show y'all that it don't matter what you buy, it's all about your abilities as a mixing engineer, rapper, artist, or whatever you plan on doing. That's what make the biggest difference. You yourself will make the biggest difference in making your own music. So with that being said, I hope this video helps you. If you have any more questions, please leave me a comment description below, and I will make sure that I get to you and answer any of them that might help. But like I said, in the day, it's all on you, and y'all already know who it is. It is Slim, aka Mr. Different, not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. So y'all keep on coming, and I do appreciate all support once again. So like I said, I hope this video helped. If it didn't, sorry, don't thumb down it, thumb it up, you know, I'm trying. But anyway, you know, it's free information. But anyway, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about studio headphones, or better yet, no, I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna talk about microphones, because that's the next big thing you need for studio. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll be coming shortly with that. So like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, and view. And I hope y'all have a nice day, and I will see y'all in the next video. I'm out.